Hey, fellas, man, I don't know about y'all. R&B's been under the radar, but like we said, they coming up. But yeah, y'all know why we here. Y'all know y'all know why we here. I need to see the order of these hip hop albums. Why you rank them? I don't need no. This is 5. Moving on, number 4. I need some theatrics here because I got a feeling y'all got some bullshit
I,
on y'all
I don't.
list.
I don't think mine. I don't think mine's bullshit at
All
all.
right, all right. I'm joking with you, but come on, man, Iggy. How we? Let's do it this way. For this one, man, everybody gonna name their 5, 4, and we're gonna go around like that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So we can
That
have
way
more
we
convo.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So go ahead, man. At number 5, go ahead. Start this thing off, Iggy.
Oh, it's with me. So 5 for me. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. I got my boys. And this number 5 pick is one of my main guys. Just dropped probably about a month ago. Larry June Orange Print. Number 5.
Dang,
I'm gonna tell
yeah,
you
that's
why.
a good one. That's good. That's a good one, Iggy. That's a good one.
Larry June
Hey,
in
hey,
this.
hey, 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 hey.
Hey, yeah. All right, listen. So I'm gonna tell you why. What made me happy about this Larry June. So we went on vacation. Me and my wife and son went on vacation to Florida. The entire vacation for a week straight, the only thing I played was Larry June. Seriously, in the car driving on the beach, we walking. He just got the perfect atmosphere music for that. But one of the things my wife said was that he sounds the same on a lot of his songs. So on this album, he reached into his bag. He got different sounds. The intro, the Uncle Herm joint that transitions into tangible assets, that is
Yes, sir.
absolutely flawless intro. Flawless intro. And something that wasn't expected because that's a new type of beat for him.
Right.
This is somebody that's been dived into Larry June's catalog for like 2 years now. Dog. So that like, and not only that, it's getting the buzz and the proper love that is kind of elevating him a little bit. So because of that, because he actually got some different songs, he got some different sounds on there. I never thought that I would see a Larry June Money Man collab, but that shit is a fucking great song. And like they really should do a whole EP together because I would love to hear them niggas together more. Like that was a great track. It's called Intercepted. That's on Orange Print. I mean, let's see, 6 a.m. in Sausalito. So that's a perfect song for me because that's a Larry June fan type. Because Sausalito, when he remixed Sausalito.
Who did the beat? Was it Sledgerin or
Sledgerin? I think
Ricardo?
Sledgerin did the original Sausalito.
Iggy, you know why I like this album? That reason. Cardo and Sledgerin. The same reason why I like Kush and Orange Juice, and I'll argue that shit is one of the best mixtapes ever written to anybody that will listen. It's because of the sound that Cardo and Sledgerin could do no wrong production-wise. They create a vibe, bro.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah,
they really do. And Larry June has used them very well. It's good. It's good to see him kind of taking on the Wiz and Currency type shit, but he making it his own. It's not not fully copying them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 6 a.m. in Sausalito. He's got Trader Truth on there, Grand Nash Chronicles, which your video's about to come out on that. You gotta still cooking his Trap Larry. So if you, I know.
I like that shit. I like that.
Perez Cash is a Trap Larry fan when he get into the trap bag. So that's a trap song on there. But yeah, it's pretty much unskippable to me. I mean, that's my dog. I got him at number 5, Orange Print. Happy he dropped a quality album, and people can't argue and say, "Well, I'm just being a homer by putting it in there." No, this shit is legit top 5 album of the mid-year. So, hey.
Hey,
numbers.
I love that shit, man. I love that shit. Like he made me a fan. He made me a fan with this one, man. Like I know a lot of people talk about the Dom Kennedy and all that, you know, how he sounds, but
he can do a little bit. He can do more than Dom. as much as he sound like
Are you talking
he can
about
do a lot.
yourself, Cash? Because those are the complaints that you come up with. Talking about Don. Like, are you talking about yourself when you say this?
Yeah, myself included. Absolutely. It ain't just me though. It ain't just me. Other people say that shit. It ain't just me.
Yo, funny, man.
Oh man, but yeah, man, I became a fan. It was another EP he dropped, or maybe album. Was it late last year or this year? Because I think he dropped 3 projects so far this year.
He dropped last year. Last year was
It was something with Cardo, and the cover was orange. I think maybe it was Cooking Soul.
USA. That was Cruise USA. Cooking Soul is the one where he had the orange tree and he's picking the orange.
Yeah, so probably as far as back as that, I haven't missed a project yet, and I like the way Larry's elevated, man. So y'all go check that out, man. Yeah, that's definitely a good project. As for me, 5, I got a guy that we interview a lot of people, and we have a lot of independent artists. So I wanted to give that slot to an independent artist. Which shout out to all the people that we've interviewed, man. They've dropped some solid bodies of work. We have yet to interview this guy, but I think one's coming down the pipeline. But I threw his album on like 2 weeks ago. I was on Twitter and somebody suggested it. Check the Rhyme is one of the cats that I follow on Twitter, and he suggested this album. I had some time in a drive ahead of me, so I was like, oh, let me check this dude out. Lacey Jackson is a cat that I'm talking about. Forever Loading is the name of the album, bruh. Like, he only got like 2 other projects that I can see in his discography on Tidal. Maybe he has more mixtapes and stuff like that, but I was just so focused on this one, and for me to listen to it 2 weeks ago, and for him to bump a few other guys that I had on here that I thought was solidified, meaning he had to be talking to me, man. Like, so when you talking about upbringing and that come up story and that hunger and all that type of stuff, but in a smooth ass flow, that's what you can get from Lacey Jackson, man. And it's all humble shit, man. Like, again, he's out of Ohio. I just want to mention like 2 or 3 of the songs while I pull this up. Give me a second, fellas, while I pull this up. But I can't not mention some of these songs. So the joints that I want to mention that I rocked with was The Boy, Jay Wood, Here for a While. And then he also has one called The Future You Soon See. Oh, no, sorry, The Future You See. So those were some of the joints that I rock with off this album. It's a very solid body of work. I hit him up immediately like, yo, when you want to come on the pod, man, because this album needs to reach more ears. I don't know if you need the push or whatever, but I was just that blown away by how talented this guy was. So Lacey Jackson with Forever Loading at number 5 for me.
Okay. Respect. All right, Prez.
All right, at number 5 for me. I don't know if this is recency bias. I don't know. I don't care what it lasts throughout the year.
Put the camera back on.
Who knows? But right now, I'm loving it. I'm loving this album, The Migos.
Okay.
Yeah, Culture 3. Time has done this group well, man. They've done it well.
They made mine, but that's a great pick.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them credit too, just for like something. 10 years they've been together. They're constantly elevating the sound. I ain't really heard nothing about them splitting completely or anything like we hear with so many other groups or hip hop groups of this nature. You know what I mean? By 10 years, they definitely gone off, and one person done started spotlighting and just going off on his own, or somebody just loses the love of it, and next thing you know, they in the church. But that hasn't happened to this group, and they continue to like constantly give you good music.
They got really better,
and like it just seems like it gets better and better. Like I know when they first started off, I know I spoke on this, they didn't really start off as like, being lyrical or being high concept with their rhyming schemes and stuff like this, but it seemed like you can definitely see they have evolved, and no matter what they're gonna say, they're getting more involved and intertwined into their lyrical skills and everything. So that's what I love to hear. I love to hear that progression on here. And I think, and like I said, after 10 years of a group project and they still putting out all these hits and stuff and having just about every one of them was jamming. But like I love to see that they had the posthumous features of Juice World, Pop Smoke. I love the 50 flip of the song that they had with NBA Youngboy. So yeah, Vaccine, Picasso with Future, just name a few tracks off there, and pretty much I just hit play and I just rolled through this whole thing. So
yeah, that was a solid album.
That is solid, and it's dope that you even put it up there because it's a long album too. So it's the fact that it kept your attention and all of ours, because we all talked about this offline, it speaks volumes for them to come in at number 5. So I still listen to straight and then like it's my Sunday song. You know what I mean?
Modern Day that's probably the best Quavo verse to me that I've heard on Modern Day. The way he came in on that, he set the tone for that fucking song, and that shit. And the video that they made makes it even better. I like when videos make a song better.
Yeah, I mean that's what Straightening did for me. That's what Straightening.
And like I said, it's just the 10-year time frame. You remember like when these first came out, like a lot of rappers was throwing little remarks at them like, "Oh, I ain't with that new type of rapping scheme and style." They done made it work for this long, so stop it. Like, come on, enjoy the music for what it is now at this point.
And they have expanded that type of flow like to another level.
Yeah,
they expanded that flow to another level.
Yeah,
it was hit pocket.
You hit it right there and on and now. They in pocket, and they also sound. It's a lot more on point. You know what I mean?
It was very crisp.
It's very crisp. It's very crisp, so you could catch what they say, and you can no longer say mumble this, mumble that.
Yeah.
And if you do, like, I get it. To each his own. Everybody gonna like what they want to like, but when you out and about having a good time, drinking your hand this summertime, man, like let your hair down, guys.
You gonna hear that? You gonna hear that, Migos? You can hate him all you want.
Yeah, you gonna hear it. Like, so I ain't saying you have to enjoy it, but when it's good, you got to give it up.
You go ahead.
You gonna hear that shit. All right, man. So at number 4, Iggy, who you got?
Number 4, another one of my guys. There's gonna be a lot of my guys on here, but it's a good year for my guys. I had a bone to pick with Prayer about this before the show, but obviously you already know who I am. My 4th slot, Collecting Agency by Spat Andretti, aka Currency, Jet Life. Yeah, man, one of his better albums, and this is saying a lot because I love, everybody knows I love this dude, but one of his better albums to drop in a very long time. And a lot of, I think the transitions and the flow of this album is what made it so good, because he, like, from the beginning to the end, it was like the Marina EP times, like the flow of it was like the Marina EP times like 10, because it just flowed very well the whole way through. And yeah, so my top tracks off of there, Smiled on Me, Jermaine Dupri, which I heard y'all talk about, Closing Date, Shout Out, which got Larry June on it, Misty, and Kush Through the Sunroof. So that's damn near the whole album, by the way.
The whole album. My favorite tracks, the whole album, everything. I'm gonna list them all.
But yeah, man, yeah, great album for Currency. To see where he is right now in his career as a fan, I'm just very proud to see what he represents, how relevant he still is. The guy's just, and he hasn't had to switch up nothing about himself or his character, like it, and the cool thing about that is that's genuinely him. So he hasn't had to change anything, and it's only been better. His ability to build his brand and be a business person around Jet Life and stay independent is definitely inspiration. And at his age, he seemed like he getting better too. Like how we talk about other guys, I just feel like Currency, feel like he's getting better as he gets older. And he's knowing how to keep relevant, still release projects, but but not lose, not muddle them down. They're not muddled down at Chris. So.
For sure. So as for me, man, at number 4, I got Conway the Machine with La Maquina. I don't think a lot of people sleeping on him, but I do think that a lot of people are not giving him his just due, because every time somebody out his own camp or somebody that's a rapper drop a relatively well-received project, then a project that I'm not expecting from Conway comes out of nowhere, and then he drops, and it's like, the way he rapping, man, he sound hungry. He sounds super hungry, and he sound pissed off. He sound pissed off like he's not unanimously the one. You know what I mean? That's how he sounded, and I love that. I love that shit, and I can hear it in his voice, man. You can hear it in the different type of beats he's trying. Like, I forget the last project that he was on, but he was on like a trap type beat, and he was bouncing around. He did that with KD on this joint, where I still feel like he took that harmony from the Cardi B song, but I think he rocked out to it nevertheless. So I'm not hating on him for experimenting with that. And I know his Shady LP, well, I hope, because Shady don't have a good track record with releasing albums, but I hope that's going to be everything that I can expect it to be, because this is dope. SC Gang, Scatterbrain with Ludacris and J.I. with Jid.
Yeah, man, that was nuts.
Each one of those guys on that song could practically have verse of the year. Period. I don't care who you talking about. There's a lot of guys out here spitting, but those guys came with it. And then, of course, last but not least, 200 Pies with 2 Chainz. I don't know which 2 Chainz feature is good. The one on the Plugs I Met 2 or 200 Pies. I don't know which one I like more, fellas. I can't decide. But this La Maquina was another, it was another gut punch. It was another combination of like, yo, this guy's getting better. This guy's getting better and better, and he's right on par with his label mate and anybody else who want it, like, period. So La Maquina, Conway the Machine at number 4. Perez, who you got?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna definitely have to agree with you on that La Maquina, that JID song they have it on there. Fire, that was the best song off there. But my number 4, I'm gonna go with Lil Durk, The Voice. Why? Because I grew affinity towards Lil Durk over this year, man. Like the harmonizing, the storytelling, his little flow, whatever reason why I didn't listen to him before, kind of thrown out the window now. Actually, I heard this at the beginning of the year. I think on our review, I gave it high reviews, right, Cash? And you were just like, whoa, I didn't expect that from you. And it's like, where you coming with this? And I think I got you to listen at it. But then when he came out with the Lil Baby and Lil Durk album, it had me actually go back to this album again, because I felt like this was still a better project than that. And yeah, I just loved his the way he, like you say, appreciate him a lot more with his hooks and his harmonizing and the storytelling within his verses. Free Jamel, Stay Down, still switched up. I don't know. So still scrapping. That's another one on there that I like. So those are the songs that I pretty much lean to on those. But yeah, Lil Durk, The Voice.
This is crazy, Prez. I'm not calling you out, because of your pick, but Lil Durk to me is almost R&B-ish, aside from when he raps a few tracks on the album. Like, he harmonizes throughout the whole.
His content not R&B though.
It's not at all. It's not. So, but he harmonizes like the new age singers that you don't like. So maybe it's the content.
Yeah, that's why, how they doing it, how he's presented. It's presented to me as rap, not R&B. He ain't trying to, like, ain't none of his songs trying to, like, hey, this is what you need to play to get your girl in the bed. Like, this is, like I said, like, we talked about this earlier. It's funny how they flipped it. It was just like, singing. If you were singing back in the day as a rap artist, they was like, what? Get this out of here. But now some of the harder songs are that harmonizing flow, and like, he just owns it. And like I said, with his storytelling in his verses, the way he tells everything through that, man, that's top notch to me.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good pick, man. I thought you was gonna pick the one with Lil Baby, but I might have to go back to this dirt.
Like honestly, I like this one better.
Okay, fair enough. I have to go back to it and check out some of the songs you mentioned. All right, so Iggy, it's on you, man. At number 3, who you got?
Number 3. So number 3, I got a guy that's been on a hot roll, a guy that's been getting better and better with age. As I mentioned with Currency, same thing happening here. Like as they get older, they're getting better and better. And that's Jim Jones, the Fraud Department. I got him at number 3. I heard y'all talk about this too. But yeah, Jim Jones, Harry Fraud, them two are a dream team. There are certain artists and producers that get together that are dream teams. 21 Savage and Metro Boomin would be considered a dream team. I think Jim Jones and Harry Fraud are a dream team. They make magic. And Jim Jones, man, I just never thought I would be fucking with him this much. If you had told me this back in 10 years ago, I'd be like, what are you talking about? But nah, he really rapping, and he really hit it off, and it's good to watch. My favorite songs for there are Laps Around the Sun.
Can you say that again? Can we rewind back? Can you say that again? 10 years ago, you would have thought you was doing what?
I would have slapped myself. I'd have been like, hey, bro, Jim Jones. Hey, Jim Jones go hard, bro. He really rapping. I'd be like, man, Jim Jones. Nah, but he own it now, bro. He own it now. He's definitely the best out of Dipset at this point, as far as rapping.
Whoa. We're gonna wait for Flea to drop his next one. We'll see. I think he cooking up something. He got me thinking. Yeah, you know, after hearing him on that little intro of J.COLE, man, it's been. I don't know about that, but I'll let you go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, nah, I stand on it. But yeah, Laps Around the Sun, Fucked Up. Let's see. Barry White, Say a Prayer. Man, 3 Cuts with Mano. That little Jay-Z flip on that was dope. The People with Conway. Man, he just it's not too long. It's 11 tracks on there, but yeah, it's a solid album. And like I said, Jim Jones is taking his lyricism each time. It's getting better and better, which is good to see.
Dope pick, man. I'm liking that pick, and I'm liking that, you know, both of you guys have admitted with Currency with Prez and you with Jim Jones, and that just goes to show you, for people out there listening and watching, like, just because you don't like 1, 2, maybe even 3 projects from a particular artist, that doesn't mean that you just write them off. When other people say, yo, this dude or this guy is really doing it, go revisit it, man. People evolve over time, man. Like, it's not always the way you are introduced to an artist is the way that they stay over the long haul. So these two are living proof of it, who I never would think would like Currency and Jim Jones on their respective ends. So if they could change, you could change. You know what I'm saying?
So I don't say something about that though. Now I will go back and listen to an artist that I didn't think was quite made it or didn't have that masterpiece or whatever, right? And if they I give them room for growth. Cash, I ain't doing it the other way around. If your first 2 albums are fire and then you go back the other way, the mayor of Atlanta, I tend to fall off, and
that's T.I. That's T.I. people. That's T.I. for those of you that don't know.
T.I. for a minute. Time after hard.
Yeah, shoot the man while he down, man. Prez ain't shit.
T.I.'s last album.
Man. So, Prez, did you mention the number 3 yet, or is it on me?
So
it's on you, but I can go ahead and mention mine. I had Young Dolph and Key Glock, Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber 2, matter of fact. And man,
I like that you sticking to your guns. I like you sticking to your guns on these picks.
Just know I love this album.
Don't ask me why.
I can't tell you. It's just that's the ignorant side of me. I just love like just the way they be getting in their bag and going off, man. They have me from jump on this, man. I've listened at this way too many times. This whole album, it is a great album to me. It is my anytime I need to get hyped up, just throw on any song on here. I'm gonna do it.
It don't
I
matter.
don't think they had. I don't. It don't matter. I sing it all. Yeah. This is my hype music. You know, this is me. This is what gets me like, oh, okay, yeah, we in that zone now. So, bam.
Damn, I enjoyed that album. A lot of good rap projects came out. Like no matter what,
yeah, they did.
No matter what arena or what area of the states you from, it's Cass is coming with some dope shit in they own right, man. I like that pick for sure, man. Aspen,
yeah, just
it's a dope song off
Penguin. Penguin don't even make any sense.
It don't. Yo, the latest joint I was talking to Prez the other day. I was like, yo, you see Young Dolph latest video? He's like, what's it called? Don't matter. Go check his Instagram. I bet you like it. I bet you like it. It's ignorant at its finest. It's ignorance at its finest. Go listen to it. And then
Young Dolph is like Young Dolph is a protege of Juicy J.
I respect him, man. I respect him so much, man. Just for his independent grind and his relentless shit talking. I love that. I love that shit when you cash in on the shit you be talking and you really putting on for other cats. Key Glock, and he got a few other people coming down the pipeline that's featured on here. So yeah, that's a dope pick, Prez, man. Dope pick. As for me, at number 3, I'm gonna keep it with some rapidy rap shit. I got my man Matt Kami with Pray for Paris. I mean, Pray for Haiti. Sorry, Pray for Paris was what with West Side Gun. Sorry, but yeah, man, this Matt Kami, I had never been on Matt Kami at all. It's not like I knew about him. I knew the history with him and West Side falling out and getting back together. Like I said on a prior review, I just saw that West Side was promoting it. I trust his ear as a producer and an A&R, whatever you want to call him. So I'm like, I'm gonna get in on this album. And boy, was I blew away, man. Like 26 Letter, Criminal, Au Revoir, the joints that even have what's the Stellar Ray Theory. Yeah, these joints, Blockchain, like this is a solid listen all the way through. And then the lines that he's saying is super unorthodox too. It's not your typical bars that you catch right off the jump. Like you gotta kind of know what he's talking about in terms of just his Haitian background, and that's something that I'm looking into. As far as just a couple years ago, I was told, you know how it is in Black families. You told, hey, your auntie or your grandmother is from here, and your great grandfather's from here, and you in your latter 30s, and you just now finding out that you got
telling you this.
You just not telling me this. So I think that was another.
He's trying to make up an excuse because now he's claiming that big time. We already talked about this on the past 5. Great episode.
No, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse.
Cash getting in touch.
How you gonna take my very serious topic about me finding out just because your ass only been from motherfucking Alabama? You gonna try to say, oh, you trying to take this shit and run with it?
Yo, buddy, boy.
I'm just saying. The stars align, and that's the reason why I like the shit, motherfucker. Ain't shit, boy. I knew he wasn't gonna let me. I started not to say it, but then I was like, you know what? Let me say it for the people out there. And of course, Prez comes in and does what Prez does. That's why I rocks with you, man. But
Cashman, he throwing Haitian words now. Now all of a sudden it's just like, oh man, I've been doing it. No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
Hey man, that's my shit. That's my shit, man. That's the reason I'm glad your camera cut off. We don't need you anymore. Goodbye. Good riddance. Too much hot shit coming out your mouth, man.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, but that's my number 3. That's my number 3. Iggy, take us to your number 2, man.
Number 2, it was previously mentioned in the show. But ironic enough, this person that put him there put him lower than I did. And then said he wasn't getting his respect. But Conway the Machine, La Machina, is my number 2 pick because he went crazy on this joint the whole way through. Bruce Brody, 630 tip off, Clarity, KD, 200 pies, Scatterbrain, Grace, Essie Gang, 11 tracks. Conway is here. He's trying to tell y'all. Now, Benny, my guy, everybody know how I feel about Benny the Butcher. But Conway is trying to tell y'all, listen, Benny nice, but I'm nice. So let's act like it's only Benny here. You know what I mean? So like he's on that type of time, and every bar was on point. He rapped his ass off this whole way through. He's been rapping his ass off for at least 3 years solid. The whole crew has, but they here, man. And I don't know how many people got to talk about Griselda and the crew enough for people to realize that this is their era, in my opinion. I know J.COLE, Kendrick's, Drake's, and all that, but this is the Griselda era. They're here now.
Yep.
So.
And what do he say? Everybody trying to sound a little Griselda-esque. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's a fact. It's a fact, man. Like, cats ain't gonna give them their props right now because they in it and they active. Yeah. But when you look back a few years down the line, if their trajectory continues to go up, they're gonna have to give them their props because that sound of hip hop is now becoming. It's now represented very well because I find people from all walks of life, whether they from Cali, the South, Midwest, typical places that don't rock with that type of sound. You know what I mean? Just as a whole, I'm not talking about individuals because I know individuals from those areas that rock with this. But they are actually following everything that these guys are doing. And then everybody else that's attached to them and other guys like RJ Payne's, Ransoms, and any other guys that are rapping in this way where it's minimal drums. It's just the beats and the rhymes. So I'm in lockstep with you all the way on that. Like Conway, like I'm no slouch. I'm not 2. I'm not, I'm 1. I'm the 1. Like that's how he feels. And every time he comes to a project, I gotta compare and be like, ooh, I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of RJ Payne and Ransom, y'all been watching their little Twitter as of late?
Yeah, man.
Riling up
Royce.
Royce.
Royce. They had a pretty dope sit down on I think it was, I don't know if it was Zoom or however they got together, man. But they did a little sit down. It was Mickey Fax, Royce, Ransom, and who else was in that? I don't know if RJ Payne was on that call, but it was somebody else. But anyway, man, it was a dope sit down, and they was just talking that shit about who the best lyricist, who the best rapper. Jim Jones and Conway been playfully going at it.
I know they been going at it.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful thing to see, man. Like it's competitive, keep it respectful, but I feel I'm the best, and if you feel you're the best, then bring it with your next project. And they all been saying little shit there, Prez. So I've been tracking, man, and I think I saw Ransom release some shit where he's flip-flop Royce the 5'9's name in a snippet that he let out that's coming out on his next project. So they doing it, but
hey, I ain't mad at Ransom or Conway. The fact that Jim Jones feel like, I would have never thought 10 years ago that Jim Jones feels good enough that he could question Conway and who rapping better. But I mean, right now he ain't gonna beat him in my opinion, but he can say that he can get on the track with Conway and hold his own.
Yeah. So really dope exchange. Really dope exchange.
I feel like Jim Jones is just playing the 50 Cent role in that. He just gonna like, well, everybody else name buzzing. Let me get my name buzzing as well on that. Like, I mean, I respect him and everything. Like I said, his growth and everything. But you talking about, whew, I don't know.
This is B Dot though. B Dot did this.
Though.
B Dot
B
did
Dot
this.
did this. He caused a lot. Hey, did I hear that Benny freestyle where he mentioned he was top 10?
Yeah. This is B Dot fault.
freestyling.
I don't think that you can blame this on anybody, Press, but B Dot. And then it got going from there online, like the snowball. But it was a great thing, and I love to see it. So
yeah,
we are.
but like I said, like I see where y'all going, and y'all have the type of music, and I do think the same thing of these type of albums that y'all doing, and we already talked about it on the last episode with Numstem, but we're gonna break this up. Iggy, if you didn't hear about it, we're gonna start breaking this up into subcategories for rap, so we can have all different pockets and talk a little bit more about all the albums coming here. Because right now we're having to influx everything into one, and some people may be like, "Oh man, ain't no way Migos is like in the same category," but they are. So we're gonna spread that out a little bit and throw them in proper categories.
I think hip hop needs to do that anyway. I think it's time, like I was saying with Dirk, like, and he's not even you can't compare him to Benny because they're not nowhere near the same. Like Dirk has to be in a certain genre by himself because his content is rap, but he's not rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like he's singing a lot. Or harmonizing a lot. So it's like, and Lil Baby kind of flirts in and out. Like he'll harmonize on one song, and then the next song he'll, you know what I'm saying? He'll rap. So it's like, it's time to start. I think it's time to start having subgenres within hip hop, so we can start breaking these cats up and putting them in the right place and judging them properly. Like, because people are gonna get hate. Like you said, like Migos might get hate because they're getting compared to J.COLE, which people are gonna be like, well, they're not hip hop. Well, they are. They just not J.COLE hip hop, but they're their own. So they should get their respect in their own genre.
Exactly. Can I say something though, real quick, fellas? But like, just for the list and for diversity, I think it's dope that Prez is stepping out and saying that. Like,
me too. I'm glad it is.
It's what you enjoy. It's what you enjoyed the most. So say what you enjoyed the most. Like that's what we always be talking about here. Like there's no reason for me to put a Lacey Jackson on here. I don't know this guy from anywhere. It just rock with me. You know what I mean? And I wanted to put that out there. If you actually listening to the shit, the Migos shit, and you could stand on that, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I think they rapping well too. Too. Dolph, like sometimes, like people, you get into the Biggie, the Tupac, and all of that. Could Tupac rap and all that shit? Sometimes being as simple as possible is a powerful fucking tool.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't always have to be super deep or have metaphors and have all that. We love that shit. We all love that shit here. But we also love to go out and have a fucking good time as well. We also love to go to the gym and lift, or we also love music that gives you that boosted energy right away. You know what I'm saying? Some ride around music when you're talking about Larry June. So is subgenres needed to highlight more people? Absolutely. But if anybody fronts on this list that we have, then
they can be.
That's on you. That's on you because you can like what you want to like, whether you 40 plus in your 30s and above. Like people gonna like what they like, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is.
That's okay. I'm not gonna crap on your list. What I do with these lists and why we doing it. And I know I'm going off on a tangent, so y'all can jump in anywhere y'all want. But the reason we do it is how we been doing it. It's just a put on. Yo, go listen to this artist. This artist is really dope. And here's my reason why. Period. Like that's it. I'm gonna give you my reason why. You listen to it. You let me know whether you like it or not. And then you give me your list of artists that I may not necessarily like. Yo, I listened to like 3 albums this weekend I absolutely did not like. But somebody mentioned it, so I gave them a shot. Well, not 3. I listened to 3, but out of the 3, I only like 1. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
You're getting a little bad when you put on was obviously right there. You can find out the one and curate that list a little bit better next time.
Yeah. But
none of my guys are put on my list this time on my top 5 albums.
Yeah.
They're all people that y'all should know.
All right, so we're going to number 2.
Yeah. So at number 2, for me, is Benny the Butcher, Plugs I Met 2 with Harry Fraud. Like,
Harry Fraud, producer of the mid-year, by the way. I know that's not a section, but he's definitely producer of the mid-year.
That we need to add that at some point or another to the fold, man. Because, yo, he did so fucking well on this, man. Like, I don't know when he's gonna slow down, and with all the features he's doing as well, like it's I don't know if he's gonna fall off, man. But of course, I like Overall with Chinks. Like I feel like that shit was so well produced, and it made it sound like Chinks is still here.
Yeah,
it made it sound like Chinks was still here. Rest in peace to Chinks Drugs, man. Plug Talk, that's another one. A lot of people ain't really like how 2 Chainz came off on it, but this was typical 2 Chainz for me. This is everything that I love about 2 Chainz. Like he says, I can't say enough about good things about 2 Chainz. I love this shit. And then, this is where Benny gets into his bag. So I'm going to get to it. No Instructions. That was a dope one.
Good,
Live by it. Like, and then Survivor's Remorse. But last was certain. Yeah. And I like Rick Hyde. Rick Hyde needs a solo project, Benny. Like that dude be talking that talk. But last but certainly not least, I like the whole album, by the way. So, I did like Iggy did and listed the whole album, but Thanksgiving.
Of course. That was the one that set it off for the album.
Yeah. This is how I feel anytime I'm at work and I do a good job, anytime I'm around my family, you should thank me, motherfuckers, for everything I do. This is the most cockiest song like you could possibly think of that's out right now. Like, and he talking that shit, man. And Benny does not disappoint. And I think y'all can know where my number 1 is at, but I'll hold off on that. But the only reason I'm going to hold off on it, because it was like one skip. One skip is the only thing that I don't like. And that's what bumped him to number 2 and bumped my number 1 to number 1, because my number 1 doesn't have any skips. The one with Fat Joe. I absolutely don't like that song. I don't like it at all.
Respect it. I jump in with my number 2 because I think it flows directly in with yours, because it is the same damn pick. It's Benny the Butcher, Plugs I Met 2. Like y'all say Thanksgiving, I love everything that he talked about on Thanksgiving, but I think that intro when Tony met Sosa, man, that thing sets it off for me. Yeah. That's the hard one on there for me. And
Tony met Sosa is hard.
Minute I heard that, I'm like, oh yeah, we this it right here. And it's 9 songs. It's skirting with that little EP thing that y'all want to say, but I consider it full project. No skips on here for me. Play it all the way through. Love it. Loved it this year.
Yeah, I didn't have Plugs I Met on mine because it was 9 songs. But obviously, you know how I feel about Benny. So I played that very, very much. I'm glad y'all put it on y'all's.
Cool. All right, man. So we down to number 1.
Well, number 1, I guess it'll be me. And it should be no surprise. No gasp, no none of that. It's Cold World, Cold Season, the off season.
Well, then, hey, let's go on it.
He just.
I think this is universal.
Yeah, he's announced the tour coming out. I'm excited about that. Yeah, man. So yeah, J.COLE. What else can we say, man? He's stamped as the all-time legend. I think it's it was already official, but now even more so. Off season, I think that what I'm happy about off season before I hop in the tracks I like was J.COLE, and that's one thing about J.COLE, Drake, and we'll see if Kendrick still got it, but they challenged themselves. Like they don't stay satisfied and just being like, all right, well, I'm here now. They don't get lazy. Like J. Cole actually went back to his old spots, went back to his old people, and like and try to recreate that hunger to put him here and make the off season. And what else can you say? I mean, the best flowing album of the year, no skips.
Agreed.
The best, probably the best feature list as far as fitting Steamer's album. Man, I mean, he just, what else he say? I played it for like a week straight. It's the number one selling album this year for good reason. It already went gold like 2 weeks ago. The tour is about to start. It's just good time for J. Cole. So my songs, Amiri, 100 Mil, Hunger on the Hillside. That's probably my number one song. And Zion, I'm gonna put Zion's song on here, 95 South. That's his number one song.
That's my kid's number one song too. That's my kid's number one. Yo, my little 6-year-old be walking around. I put an M on your head. You Luigi brother now.
Zion turn up every time that song turns on.
For sure. And the way Cam set that joint off, man, like
he did.
I still need the remix. I need Cam on it. That sounds tailor-made.
I wish he would have gave a verse. Yeah, he could have gave a verse on there.
That sounds tailor-made, Cameron, man. Whew. But since we all have it as number one, man, let's talk a little bit about it, man. I know we haven't, we dived into it.
Okay, we haven't really talked about it.
Before we go too deep into it, man, I want to just say, like, I think he established in the last one, like he's in between the generation, the Jay-Z's and everything, and then the newer generation. But he was considering himself the bridge to both, and I think he did that extremely well on this album. And him and 21, man, I don't want them to overdo it, but I want a project from him. I want like a 5-song EP that's just like, man, because whatever he told 21 Savage, man, like it has been working, and them together on the track is just like magic every time.
I think it's coming. They about to go on tour together, so I think it's coming.
Okay. Yeah, just a 5-song. Don't overdo it and mess it up. Just keep it like 5 songs, man. And then the Pride is the Devil, the one he had Lil Baby on, man. Just
Pride is the Devil.
Yeah, like you said, there's no skips. Like we know all of these songs. We know the hooks. We ain't got to really look at the track list.
No, we don't.
For me, my favorite song on there was Close, and then a second close favorite,
Sleeper.
It's the storytelling. Yeah, the storytelling. And then a second for me was 100 Mil, and then third, man, I go back and forth with third, man. Dang, let me see, let me look and make sure I get this third right.
Man, I listened to Hunger on the Hillside the whole day before I went to city council. That shit got me in the mood to go there.
Yeah, I think My Life would be my third one, man. My Life would be my third one, for sure. Yes. But much to like you said, man, like Cole came back with just rap, like longevity of rapping well can do you wonders. You just got to put out solid rap projects. You don't got to do all of the extra stuff, gimmicks. Like just rap well, but produce it well as well. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to do that. And he did a phenomenal job with that, and really timed everything right. The outside things worked for him too as well, making that basketball team in Africa. Also, the documentary with really letting us in on the why before we got the album, which built the anticipation. I don't think a lot of people take advantage of these mini
and
docs.
The freestyle. He did the freestyles before the album dropped,
right?
Which I was craving. I had been waiting on premier artists to go do freestyles again. Like outside of Griselda, none of the main guys are doing freestyles at radio anymore. And so like I was like, man, I was really hoping J. Cole would do that. And then when he came and did it and did it on the Still Tipping beat,
and murked it.
He went he went bananas, bro. That's why I was like, he gonna be rapping on this shit because he came out rapping on the freestyle like that. I was like, oh, he about to be rapping on this shit, and lo and behold, he was.
Yeah, he did his thing, man. No slacking on this at all. I'm excited to see what he got in the future. I'm gonna go back and listen to some other projects from him now that we done with this mid-year review. I can go back to consuming music at my normal pace and rocking with it. But this album, man, is amazing. It's amazing body of work, and I love that he as a main guy is setting the tone for everybody else to just rap. Like if that's what you do and that's what you hang your hat on, you saw it was successful for J.COLE. Just make sure it's well produced, make sure it's well sequenced, make sure you put your all into it, and you gonna get some of the same love. So
I mean, J.COLE had to grow into the artist that he is now, because Sideline Story,
he did that.
He got a lot of flack. I like it, but it got a lot of flack. Born Center, he started hitting the corner a little bit, and then obviously Forced to Drive. So it took him a while to get to the artist he's at. I think this time he heard a lot of the stuff on KOD as far as it was boring, and he, it was very drawn out as far as his raps, and he on this one, he just was not on that. So
yeah. I think he reset the bar like a little bit, and like I told you, artists were scared of Drake because Drake talked at the beginning of the year that he's about to drop his album, and things like stuff got pushed out the way, and I thought like he was going to end up setting the tone, but no, J.COLE done set that tone, and I gotta hope that Drake don't slip up and mess up, come behind this and pruning too much and not doing enough rapping where he will get surpassed by J.COLE, and then whatever Kendrick them have working up, cooking up. This right here, this is what you're going to be going up against, and I'm looking forward to this second half of the year and the albums that we still got to look forward to.
We still got albums supposed to be dropping.
We still got Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah, they're supposed to drop.
Or somebody else from TDE. We still got SZA when you talk about R&B.
We got Cordae supposed to drop.
It's gonna be
your rookie of the year.
Everybody,
hey, cut out of here. Cut out of here. I mentioned like 30 names on the last one. You go back and listen, Iggy. I didn't need to read.
Cordae, rookie of the year. Like this man is dating one of the hottest athletes in the world. You talking about rookie of the year?
Oh man,
Cordae. YBN Cordae is the vet.
Oh man, crazy, fella. Hey man, fellas, it was good sitting down talking to y'all, man, and talking hip hop. For the listeners out there, hopefully you got some put-ons from the various EPs and the albums we mentioned. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go follow at Iggy's Loudmouth Podcast. Make sure you follow at DSC_podcast. Go to our YouTube channels, Iggy's Loudmouth Podcast, and also to Don't Sleep on the Couch Podcast. We got plenty of content for you to catch up on. If you're an artist, if you're anybody in the community that's doing things, we got different pockets for you on that. I know Iggy's doing that, and he's doing that at a high level in his city of Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're also looking to have other people on besides artists. We're looking to have people who do video production. We're looking to have people who do movies, all of that. We're looking to do all those different type of things. So if you know anybody that do those type of things, just tell them to come holler at Don't Sleep on the Couch Podcast. We about music, sports, entertainment, and most importantly, the culture. And by culture, I mean Black culture unapologetically. So you can reach us or hear us, watch us each and every Tuesday at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the videos normally come out a couple hours after that. So that's a little bit about Don't Sleep on the Couch Podcast. Before I let us go, Prez, you could take us out, and then Iggy, after that, you can let them know where else they can find you and what else things that you have coming up. So Prez, take us out. I'm done, fellas, man.
I know if you've been listening for a long time, you've heard this story before, but if you're a new listener, This is how we kind of originated. It was all over the love of music and sports. We used to do these type of internal talks. We had competitions between me and Cash. Where we would send out little playlists or try to do somebody put on with our friends and stuff and be that person. So we love this right here, and we love what we done crafted about it. And like I said, going forward for improvements, we're gonna start dividing these into subcategories. So that way, hey, if you feel like my list was off or somebody else's list is off because you didn't feel like they was rhyming at top tier versus they're more of a club, we're gonna make those distinctions, and we're gonna go ahead and split that out, and we'll say we'll do top 2 or 3. What y'all think? Top 2 or 3 in each category next time. That's what we'll end up doing. We'll come out with it. We'll tell y'all. Once again, want to thank all our Patreon supporters. So, and with that said, Iggy, our freaking collaborator, man, I'll let you take us on out of here.
Yeah, man. So Iggy, you just make sure you follow me on IG, Iggy's Loud Mouth Podcast. It's all together. Just catch up on the content. I've got a live episode on dropping tonight. I just did with 2 wonderful ladies here in Chattanooga. One's a painter, one's a writer. She just wrote her first book full of poems. It was dope. Her reading those poems was dope. So y'all should definitely check that out. I had to read them on the show. And then yeah, man, I just did a episode for Father's Day, talking about Father's Day, my personal situation with my dad. So y'all go check that out. Iggy's Loud Mouth Podcast on all platforms. And yeah, man, we got more things coming. Appreciate y'all boys for having me on. I'm excited to hear about the other list. Who else y'all got on these other lists that y'all have going? And I was honored to be on this one. R&B's been. I'm glad we talked about R&B because it was definitely a put on session for sure. So.
All right, man. So, fellas, y'all be blessed, man. We'll catch up with y'all in the near future, man. Prayers, have a safe travels. Moving to Orlando, brother. And Iggy, don't get too caught up in shenanigans while you're alone without the wife and kids, man.
I'm focused. Watching the playoffs. That's it.
All right, man. All right.